Hello, beautiful people. It has been a while since I've done a book haul. Really, the entire summer I did no filming. So I've collected a few books. Some of them have been kindly gifted by publishers and others I got on my own. So let's dive in. So let's dive into the books that were kindly sent to me by publishers. The first is The Best Lies by David Ellis. I read Look Closer and really enjoyed it. This was kindly sent to me by Putnam, and this follows a lawyer whose client is a drug dealer, and that drug dealer is found dead in his home. And it appears that the murder weapon has our main character, Leo, his fingerprints all over it. Now, it suggests that he's about to go to jail, but the FBI sit him down and say, we're going to give you an ultimatum. Either you can go to jail for this crime, or you can help us. He decides that he will work with the FBI, and so he has to go undercover and try to cozy up to this drug dealer's lethal boss. Like, he's a gangster, he's involved in major organized crime, and so he goes undercover, and this leads him to meet his old girlfriend, the one that got away, Andy, who is on the police force. And all of this is spiraling around him, and in the meantime he also has a ton of secrets of his own that he doesn't want uncovered. It sounds really good. Shall we read the first line? It's been a hot second since we've done this, guys. This takes place on Valentine's Day. I hear them coming up the back stairs, the fire escape off of the alley. That's like a 4-star, because you want to understand, why would anybody be coming up the stairs of the fire escape? I feel like that's a 4-star. I enjoy that. Grand Central Publishing sent over The Haters to me. I read Robyn Harding's The Drowning Woman. Really, really liked it. Easy read. So I'm hoping that this will also be an easy read. This follows an author. She's about to publish, I believe, her first novel. Her name is Cameron, and her whole family is just thrilled for her. And she's excited too. The book is being launched, and she gets this horrible email from an anonymous person, but she believes it's someone in her life that knows her. The email itself is disturbing enough, but she tries to just put it out of her mind. Her book is published. It's getting really great reviews until there's one solitary 1-star review, and it is scathing and also kind of suggests that that person might know her. Like, this 1-star review might be the same person that sent that terrible, ugly email. And that 1-star review is so convincing to other people that suddenly her book is getting more and more hate. And she's starting to wonder, what is going on here? What is going on with my life? And she's trying to figure things out. I think it all turns deadly, and I am here for that. Let's read the first line. Orchid Carter is poised to become the First Lady of Chicago. Okay, not a 5-star first line. Wedding People is next. This was kindly sent to me from Henry and Holt Company. They sent this in the most beautiful package, I have to say. I got this like gorgeous book bag to go with it. And the book itself sounds really great. This follows 2 women. We have Jenna, who is showing up at an inn she's wanted to go to for a very long time with her husband, but she shows up alone. And we also follow Leela, who is bride-to-be. She has reserved this hotel inn for the whole week, and everything is kind of going to crap. And they meet each other, and at first they're kind of at odds, but they realize that they're strangers, and it seems like they have this opportunity where they can tell each other everything about their lives, everything that's going on, and it not affecting them and their lives, if that makes sense. They can just divulge without concern. And so they do, and you meet The Wedding People. I think it sounds really great. I know it's outside of the kind of thing that I usually read. It sounds like there's going to be some comedy in here, but there's something about it that just called out to me. So let's read the first line. The hotel looks exactly as Phoebe hoped. Okay, not a 5-star first line, but I still want to read it. Okay, so when Madwoman came over my doorstep and I unwrapped the package, I let out a little ee because I'm so excited to read this book. This was sent to me by Little Brown. We follow a woman named Clove. Clove had a horrible childhood. She hasn't really spoken about her childhood to her present family. She's just outrun it. She's married, happily married, 2 kids, and they don't know anything about her childhood and the horrors that lay within it. Until one day she receives a letter in the mail and it's from a women's prison. And she thought she had outrun her past. She thought she didn't have to go back to her childhood. She was leaving it in the past, making damn well sure that her kids had a better childhood than her own childhood. But here it is. It's all caught up to her. And we go flashing back and forwards in time, and we go back to Clove's own childhood. And she is now in the present day looking back and trying to figure out how she survived one particular day. I cannot wait to read this. It sounds so good. The cover is wonderful. Like this cover. Oh man. Okay, so let us read. Well, it's really nice. She dedicated this to her mom. It says, "This book is for my mother who lives in every line." Interesting. Chapter 1. The world is not made from mothers, yet mothers made the world. I like that a lot. I really like that. I'm going to give that a 5-star. Right? It's good. 2 more books that were sent to me. We've got The Queen up next. This is by Nick Cutter. I've only read one Nick Cutter and was kind of It was The Deep. I didn't love it. I still haven't read The Troop, which is, I think, his most well-known book. But the story of this book sounds so good. It's coming out October 29th. So this book takes place over one day, and it sounds so interesting. It says, Margaret and Charity have been lifelong friends. They share everything. They know everything about each other, except for one destructive secret hidden from them both. A secret that will trigger a chain of events ending in tragedy, bloodshed, and death. And now Charity wants Margaret to know her story, the real story. I mean, I need to know. I need to know, right? Okay, let's read the first line. Prologue in the Nest. Saturday, June 16th, 2018. It's impossible to know another person, isn't it? Okay, not a 5-star first line, but I am so eager to read this. There are a few books in this haul that I'm absolutely going to have to put on my October TBR. So you'll be seeing these again, or some of them at least. So Grand Central sent this last one, and I requested it because I think this says everything. Hope for Cynics, the surprising science of human goodness. Now, as you know, right now in the world, life feels like it's just crumbling. I have lost a lot of faith in humanity. It's just not good. The war in Palestine is so greatly upsetting to me. Yeah. So this kind of thing is necessary for someone like me at this moment. So get this. In 1972, half of Americans agreed that most people could be trusted. By 2018, only 1/3 of them did. That's interesting and disturbing and explains a lot about me. So this book really follows how that cynicism, that deeply rooted cynicism within us is often unfounded and unnecessary. And this author, Jamil, suggests opting for hopeful cynicism instead. Not getting rid of cynicism entirely, but just making it slightly hopeful. And I feel like I could use that right now. So let's read the first line of this one. I was always jealous of Emile Bruneau, who I don't know who that is. So we will find out. Definitely not a 5-star first line because I don't even know who the person is. But that's fine. Okay, so I've got a little lovely stack of books that I purchased. One of them Barry got from me. Barry got it for me on a whim. He heard people at his work, let's start with that one. He heard people at his work talking about this and how much they loved this book. I feel like I've either owned this before or have looked at this before and just never read it, but it does sound right up my alley. This is People of the Book by Geraldine Brooks, and it follows a woman named Hannah. She is an Australian rare book expert, and she has been given the offer of a lifetime to look at a particular book that is extremely old. It was rescued during the Bosnian War. And as she's going through this book, she discovers particular things within it that were just added and slipped into the book. So we've got an insect wing fragment, wine stains, salt crystals, a white hair, and we go back in time through the centuries to discover each of these artifacts and what they, the stories of them, basically, which sounds, it's like a book for book lovers. Why haven't I read this yet? I don't know, but Barry was spot on with this, I think. So let's read the first line. Hannah, 1996. I might as well say right from the jump, it wasn't my usual kind of job. That is intriguing. I would say that's more of a 4-star first line because you do want to read it right away. You do want to find out what is her usual kind of job? What makes this so different? Yeah, and it's nice floppy. I love a good floppy paperback. I caved. I promised myself I wouldn't do this. I don't know what it is about this author, but I tend to just always pick up his books no matter what. This is the latest Riley Sager, Middle of the Night. I'm sure many of you have read this. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of it. I'm hoping that I'll like it, but I've heard very mixed things. This follows a young boy. He's 10 and he is having a little sleepover in his backyard with his best friend. In the middle of the night, his best friend is taken, it seems, and he wakes up. His best friend isn't there anymore. We follow him then, and we follow him 30 years later when he's going back to his childhood home, his hometown. He doesn't want to be there, and he thinks he spots that very friend who vanished. The premise of his books are always so good. They're always so good. It's very hit and miss whether I like them or not, though. I don't know why. Let's read the first line and see what I think. Saturday, July 16th, 1994 at 6:37 a.m. Morning sunlight seeps into the tent like a water leak, dripping onto the boy in a muted glow. See, that's really nice writing. I liked that, but not a 5-star first line, but yeah, I gotta read it. I gotta read all of his stuff. Last but not least is a book that I picked up. Gosh, I feel like it was in May. It was a long time ago. It's You'd Look Better as a Ghost. It's a humorous horror book. Let's read the back here. The night after her father's funeral, Claire meets Lucas in a bar. Lucas doesn't know it, but it's not a chance meeting. One thoughtless, mistyped email has put him in the crosshairs of an extremely annoyed serial killer. But even before Claire takes him home and carves him up into little pieces, something about that night is very wrong because someone is watching Claire. Someone who is about to discover her murderous little hobby. The thing is, it's not sensible to tangle with a part-time serial killer, even one who is distracted by attending a weekly bereavement support group and trying to get her art career off of the ground. Yes, this has April screaming all over it. Screaming all over it? It has April all over it. It is me. I need to read this. I love a humorous serial killer story. What that says about me, we're just going to gloss over that. We're not even going to think about it. Doesn't matter. Then, half the people crammed into the hall have left their umbrellas at the back by the door. Okay, not a 5-star first line, but I'm so excited to read this. Those are all of the books. That's it. That's everything that I have accumulated in the last little bit, even though this weekend I'm going to Chapters, and guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna buy more books. I hope that you are doing well. Let me know in the comments below what you have picked up recently, books that you were given as a gift, or books that you have went ahead and purchased, pre-ordered. Let me know. We need to discuss what you're eyeing as of late. I will talk with you very soon. Bye, guys.